This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iFall TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Moscow for Yusek Gassiev.
KUGAN, you're more tan than normal. You must have just been back from vacation.
What we got? Let's just show people.
What do we have here? Been on the island, by the beach, laying out, having cocktails, while I'm working hard trying to finalize the Triple G Canelo fight.
You were right next to me, Tom.
And we have Cecilia Brecos fighting tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
Only undisputed boxer in the sport of boxing, except for whoever wins the main event. Between Usyk and Gassiev will be undisputed also, so it's going to be a great night of fights tonight.
Definitely, and it's a fight that we've kind of had to wait a little while, while it was kind of a little bit of a postponement from May to
one?
July.
The Canelo Triple G fight?
No, I'm talking about Usyk and Gassiev for the moment. We'll come on to your one.
That one too. They both had to switch from May to...
yeah. But it's a fight tonight that, if you're a boxing fan, you can't help but not take a massive interest in this.
Yeah, even the fight that's going on right now, Fedor Chutinov against Najib Mohammadi, is a great fight.
So, you must be relieved that this is kind of done with now and you can concentrate on September 15th.
Yeah, I'm a promoter. I like to promote fights. When you're negotiating and going around in circles and trying to actually make the deal, that's the part where sometimes you feel like you're spinning your wheels, but now we're in full swing. The rematch, it just feels so much bigger than the first time. Both guys, after everything that happened, Triple G doesn't like Canelo anymore. All that respect and everything, from the first fight, that went out the window. And Canelo's pissed off because of the things that Triple G said. And we were at a steakhouse here in Moscow, and I showed the big tomahawk steaks. That must have been something that one of those big steaks that Canelo was eating. But look, the fight's on. It's going to be bigger than ever, and I think you'll see a lot of fireworks this time because Triple G is coming out. He doesn't want to leave it in the judges' hands. He doesn't want to. Sometimes he starts off, first 2 rounds kind of slow and then gets into his groove. He's going to come out of the gates right away, and Canelo's promising a knockout. All of his Mexican fans were disappointed by the way he fought the first time. He promised them a Mexican style, and Triple G was the one going forward, pressing the action, and Canelo was the one going side to side. So Canelo's promising a knockout. Triple G is going to be more aggressive this time, and it's going to be a great fight. September 15th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
You're probably one of the better people to be able to answer this question. How close was the fight to not happening?
Oh, you can ask Frank Warren. We had the deal done in everything, all the major terms were agreed to.
From both sides, from your side and from Billy Joe Saunders as well, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been the fight that had the Canelo fight not happen. Triple G was just as happy fighting Billy Joe, to unify with the WBO title, another undefeated champion. So that would have been a great fight as well. Not commercially as big as the Canelo fight, and the fans want to see the rematch of the Canelo fight. But there was about an hour when Golden Boy had set that deadline. And that's when the day before, I told Frank, if this fight doesn't happen, let's go ahead with the Saunders fight. So he was aboard on that, and that would have been a great unification fight. But maybe that fight happens in the future. I guess Billy Joe now is going to fight Andrade.
Purse bids are next week, so we'll see what happens with that first.
See what happens with that one. So, the winner of that will be a great future fight for Triple G. But right now he's focused on Canelo. He came very close with some of those scores in September last year to having it a totally different situation. So right now he wants to take it out of the judges' hands, and Triple G is 100%. He's always 100% prepared, but right now he's just even more in seek and destroy mode than he was the first time around. And I think you'll see a great fight. The fans will see a great fight.
From Gennady's point of view, one of the appealing factors of fighting someone like Billy Joe Saunders was the fact that he had the kind of last belt to the fore.
Yeah.
But now we're in a situation where kind of Danny Jacobs and Derenchenko are fighting for the IBF title. Where does he stand on kind of wanting to get all the belts at the moment?
Triple G's official position is whether he has the belt or not, unless someone beats him, they're not, the real champion. They might have, Donald Trump says fake news. That's going to be a fake champion. Unless they beat Triple G, they're not going to be a real champion. And I know the IBF has their rules, and we got stuck on that one because the WBC was ordering the mandatory, IBF was ordering a mandatory. Canelo tested positive. Everyone acknowledged that the Canelo fight was supposed to go forward May 5. All of a sudden, the IBF made this ruling because really penalizing Triple G instead of saying, okay, you were scheduled to fight May 5, you can fight May 5, and then you fight the mandatory after that, which would allow us to make a deal with Deverenchenko. But it is what it is. Anyway, the winner of September 15th, if Triple G beats Canelo a second time, he's clearly considered the best champion, best middleweight champion. And then, we'll see what happens. If Charlo is there, that's a great fight. Winner of Deverenchenko and Jacobs is a good fight, and so is the winner of Saunders and Andrade. So really the middleweight division is getting really hot, and 168-pound division now is heating up as well, with Benavidez, with James DeGale is a 168-pounder. That would be a great fight for Triple G. And
is that a fight he's talked about before, DeGale?
Sure, yeah. Triple G would fight James DeGale, and he has no problems. He had no problem coming to the UK. UK fans love Triple G, so he likes coming over there. He fought at the O2 against Kell Brook, who I think Kell Brook's going to do a lot of damage at 154 pounds. I think 147 was too small for him, and probably 160 was a little too big for him, but even though he was physically bigger than Triple G on fight night, it just 154 I think is the right fight for right division for Kell Brook. So look, Triple G had a great time last time in the UK, and I think if he comes back, it would be a sensational fight. But right now, he's in the biggest fight of the sport of boxing. These are two guys, Canelo and Triple G, two guys that actually made a deal. They're not talking about fighting each other. It came close to the wire, but we actually made the deal. So this is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, and it's the fight that the fans want to see.
How long do you think Gennady's got left in the sport?
You're going to see him tonight. Triple G, just for your viewers, whenever you post this, KUGAN, it's a surprise that he's coming here tonight to support the event. Naturally, he trains with Abel Sanchez. He trains with Murat Gassiev, so he's coming here tonight. So the fans here in Moscow are going to have a treat seeing him live in the middle of his training camp. How many fighters do you know that actually fly halfway across the world to support his friend? It was actually a close friend of his actually got killed in Kazakhstan, so he flew there for the funeral this morning. He was there. It was Olympic skater, got killed in Kazakhstan, unfortunately. He was at the funeral today. He's going to be at the fights tonight. His brother Max Golovkin's here. Ali Akhmedov is here. So Abel has a great representation of his fighters here in Moscow.
Well, listen, it should be a great night here in Moscow. Let's hope we get the fight that we're all craving on this.
Don't forget about Superfly 3 is going to be September 8th at the Forum. The Superfly division is a very hot division. HBO is the best platform for that division. Anyone that fights on it, whether it's Chocolatito, Estrada fought Sistercat. That was one of the fights of the year so far.
He fought last night.
Sistercat fought, in Thailand last night. So he's going to come back probably the beginning of next year. Defend his title on HBO, but this week we're gonna announce the lineup, and it's gonna be another great lineup. Superfly always puts on a great show for the fans. That's a division where the guys don't mind, the best will fight the best, and they put on a great show for the fans. It's always a nonstop action fights, and it's not that hard to get the best guys to fight each other. So it's a great division.
I mean, the first fight between Chocolatito and Shushkrat was one of the best fights ever. To be there live was an unbelievable fight.
Yeah, Sistercat's been in some wars. The first fight with Chocolatito, then the fight with Estrada. He had the knockout over Chocolatito, but Chocolatito is looking to come back now in September. Will probably put his comeback fight on the Triple G and Canelo show in September. So the fight fans not only will get to see Triple G, but they'll get to see another one of their favorite fighters, Chocolatito, in September. So we're looking forward to that, working with Mr. Honda, Taiken Promotions, and Chocolatito's manager, Carlos Blandon. So we're looking forward to having Chocolatito back in the ring.
I look forward to it. I'm going to really put you on the spot now.
Okay, now
really put you on the spot now. You've got to be careful what you say. You've got to be very careful what you say. I'm going to pre-warn you. Are you, Tom Loeffler, going to get 30 seconds for Gennady on IFL tonight? Are you going to try?
That's a good question.
30 seconds.
You have a better chance at getting Triple G than you did with Vladimir.
Yeah, right.
I heard you didn't even get in the stadium with when Vladimir fought. So if you compare the two, you have a better chance at Triple G
Gennady
tonight.
does like me, though. You can confirm that one.
Who doesn't like Kugan Cassius?
There's a few older fellas with grey hair that don't like me. But anyway, if you could get 30 seconds.
We'll work on that.
Just 30 seconds.
If you get down to ringside, you
I
got
am.
you got the right
I'm there,
credential.
I'm there.
Then we could do it at ringside.
We'll do it at ringside.
Good. All right, Cougs.
Thank you very
Always
much.
good to talk to you.
Tom, thanks for your time, and we'll definitely catch up with you soon.
All right.